If you're translating in your head, then you know that that's a frustrating way to speak English. But the good news is there are concrete things you can do to practice to stop translating in your head and start thinking in English. In this video, we're going to give you tips and strategies to start thinking in English, stop translating in your head, and increase fluency speaking English. First, I want you to name one reason why you want to start thinking in English. I want to learn to think in English so I can easily participate in conversation. Whatever your reason is, I know it's a good one. And I think in 2020, you can make that happen. The first tip is to start simple and name objects around you in English. I remember when I was learning German and I was doing this, I had to learn the article as well. Der, die, das.
Der Computer.
We don't have that in English, but it doesn't hurt to really focus on the pronunciation as you're thinking of simple objects. In fact, that's why I started my YouTube channel and even my academy. When I was learning German, French, and Italian as an opera student, I couldn't find any resources that focused enough on pronunciation. And I knew that to be effective, I needed the right pronunciation right from the beginning. So I created my YouTube channel and my academy to put pronunciation forward. So take a moment as you're naming objects to think about pronunciation.
Closet. Box. Million subscriber button. Cool. Globe. Window.
And if you're not sure about the pronunciation, listen to some native speakers. You can use an online dictionary. Also, Youglish is a great resource for this.
This record is replicated on every computer that uses the network.
Computer-generated movies are really mainstream today.
Something that we couldn't possibly do with our classical computers.
They want him to be able to distinguish, the telephone from the computer or whatever they did with him.
Computer, computer. They're all saying that with a flap. Computer, a flap instead of t, a T sound. Computer, computer, middle syllable stress. If you can add this step of focusing on the pronunciation and listening to native speakers, awesome. If not, if you only have 15 seconds and you're naming as many objects as you can, that's okay too. So that's step one, and it's simple. Take a moment, look around you, and name all of the objects that you can in English. If you can do that very easily, then you can move on. But if that's a challenge for you, spend some time on object naming. Every time you're in a new room, a new environment, take a few seconds to do it. Note words you don't know, look them up, learn them. The context will help you remember them. The next step is to think in simple sentences. Stop right now and think of the beginning of a sentence. I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm working. Do it in English. I'll wait a few seconds. You're starting with I'm. Now look around you. What can you say about anything in your environment?
This chair is comfy. The drawer is open. My desk is messy.
That one's easy because it's almost always true. If there's something you can't describe, look up the words you need in a dictionary, memorize it. Memorize that phrase. Learning in context like this will help. Speaking of dictionaries, see if you can do this. Get an English-only dictionary rather than a translating dictionary between English and your native language. If you come across a word in English that you don't know, use the English-only dictionary, a learner's dictionary. Can you see what we're doing here? We're building your mind to work in English mode rather than translation mode. There is a thing called a learner's dictionary, and it describes every word in English in simple words and terms. Try it. Merriam-Webster has one, Oxford, Cambridge. And if you have to learn and understand a word by reading in English, by studying what it means in English, then you'll know it as an English word, not as a translation of your own language. So you've named single words and you've made simple sentences. The next step is Have small conversations with yourself in English. With yourself? Yes. You don't feel pressure to speak quickly, to come up with the next thing. You can keep the pace slow, relaxed. I absolutely did this when learning Spanish. In fact, I remember a car trip that I did by myself from Sarasota to Gainesville, where the whole time I spoke to myself in Spanish. If this is hard for you, stop and give up. No, it will get better and easier with practice. Do it every day. Set aside 2 minutes every day to have a simple conversation with yourself. Give yourself 30 days. Do this every day for 30 days. Don't take a day off. If you have 5 minutes one day, do it for 5 minutes. A whole conversation as simple as it needs to be in English. In 30 days, you'll see, wow, I did improve. This is worth my time. And then rededicate 30 more days. Once you're able to do this, I think you're able to do step 4, which is really exciting. Change at least one of your everyday life things to English. Everyday life things? What's that? Switch your calendar to English. Use the English months and days of the week and write what you're going to be doing in English. Or do you do to-do lists? Try it in English. A grocery list, or change your Facebook settings so that your language is in English. Everything you see, you've got a friend request, and so on, will be in English. Maybe try internet searches in English, or read an English newspaper, or listen to news in English. Do you write a journal? Try writing it in English. Yes, I love this. Take one thing every day and do it in English. Switch your brain. Every morning when you wake up, before you get out of bed, take 2 minutes to think about your day in English. Here's another idea of an everyday thing you can do in English. Take one thing like getting dressed, making breakfast, getting from your car to your desk, cleaning up. As you're doing it in your head, narrate in English.
Laundry day. That's light. That should go there. Let's see, does this need to be sprayed for stains? Yeah. Better spray it. All right, let's load up the washing machine. Oop, that's too light. That should go there. Okay, shove it all in. And let's get some soap. Where is that? Here it is. Put it in there. Close the door, press start. There we go.
And here's another one I love. Learn how to do one thing in English. It can be really small, like how to poach an egg. Research it and learn about it in English only. Watch only English videos and read only English instructions. Or maybe it's something bigger, a bigger project like how to knit or how to draw. Take an online course in English only on that topic. Pick something you're dying to know how to do anyway. This will make it a super enjoyable lesson. The next step is something you're actually going to want to be doing all along with all the steps, and that's keep track so you're doing it every day. Once you choose that you want to think in English and stop translating in your head, write down every day what you do. And of course, do this in English. It could look like this. Today I named everything around me that I could think of in English 2 different times. I watched a 3-minute news story in English. Just having a place to write it down can motivate you to do it. And the last thing is something you can do every night after you lay down for bed, but before you fall asleep. Recap your day in English. You're taking advantage of this opportunity that you'll have every day, no matter where you are or what your day was like. No one I know falls asleep the moment their head hits the pillow. What a lovely day that was. I got to meet my mom for lunch, go for a walk in the afternoon, and I even had time to watch a movie after I put the kids down to bed. And who knows, by putting your mind in English mode just before bed, maybe you're even setting yourself up to dream in English, continuing your practice. The brain does amazing things with what it's learned that day while you sleep. Today, we're working on the skill of thinking in English. This means you can come up with what to say faster, Join the conversation faster and join in more easily with more confidence. You don't have to translate in your head. You can just jump right in to an American English conversation in English. While we train your brain to think in English, we may discover some words you don't know yet. Great! It's going to be a vocabulary builder video for you too. So today we're working on your ability to put together descriptive sentences. We recently did a video where we looked at a picture and named objects. That was just nouns. So now we're going to be moving on. We're going to be using verbs, adjectives, maybe adverbs in addition. Let's do one together. We're going to see a photo. This is of my son Stony and my niece Emily on a recent trip to Mexico. You're going to see it for 10 seconds. And I want you to think in your mind, come up with one sentence in English. It can be as simple as it has to be. Now, maybe you can come up with much more than one sentence. Great. Keep going. Keep coming up with sentences until that timer is done. But if you can only do one sentence, that's fine too. Okay, here it is. Did that timer in the corner stress you out? It's going to be there because I want you to practice thinking quickly, maybe thinking under a little bit of pressure, just like it will be in a conversation. Practicing it makes it easier. Okay, now let's go over that photo and we're going to come up with some sentences that you may have thought of. Stony is on Emily's lap. They're sitting in a white plastic chair at a restaurant. Stony is eating pancakes with strawberries on top. Emily has her sunglasses on her head. They're both smiling. They look happy. The floor is tile. Stony has a fork in his mouth. These are just ideas, of course. You may have come up with phrases that are totally different but are accurate. There's no right or wrong here. What we want to focus on here is clearing your head and going from English. The sentence can be as simple as it has to be. Just start from a place of English, from your English vocabulary, as you describe what's happening. Now, if you can't yet put together a sentence, that's okay too. Just go back to naming objects. Table, chair, mouth, that kind of thing. That is still building the skill of thinking in English. And before you know it, you'll be able to put together simple sentences too. For everybody, building the skill of thinking in English is going to let you sound more natural when you're speaking English, and it's going to let you join that conversation faster. Okay, let's look at another picture. You have 10 seconds. Take a deep breath. Get your mind ready to think in English. This is a picture of me, David, and Stony. I should have said, David is my husband. Okay, now we're going to go over that picture and come up with some possible sentences, and then I'm going to hit you with 3 pictures in a row. They're at Disney. It's crowded. It's sunny. They're all wearing baseball caps. Rachel's wearing a striped shirt. They look excited to be there. David has a beard. It may feel silly to just describe a picture and state the obvious, but it does build the skill, and it starts from a simple place so that no matter your level, you can start here and you can do this. Building the skill to think in English, it's invaluable. Here are 3 photos in a row, 10 seconds each. Try to come up with at least one sentence for each, but maybe you can come up with 4 or 5 or maybe even more. Okay, let's take a look at those pictures and go over some sentences that you may have come up with. Then we're going to jump to video clips. Stony is at the beach. He's playing in the surf. The water is foamy. He's wearing a red hat. He's running out of the water. This is an action shot. They're carving a pumpkin. Rachel's taking out the seeds. Stoney's watching. They're outside. Rachel's wearing flip-flops. Rachel is squatting. Stoney is sitting cross-legged. The boys are wearing matching pajamas. Stoney's barefoot. Sawyer only has 2 teeth. Sawyer has his hand on Stoney. The pajamas are red and gray striped. They're sitting on a rug. They're both smiling. Let's do this same thing now with 10 seconds of video. This is a little bit more of a challenge because there's more going on. If it's too much for you, then just clear your mind and just name one object. If you find you can do that and there's still time, then come up with one simple sentence.
Stoney? Okay, all right. Stoney's welcome to use that other little plate. Okay. Elias, should we use this one too? Here you go, Elias. It is clean, it's just...
Okay, what did you say about that? They're eating, or they're about to eat, or Rachel is serving food. There are lots of different sentences that you could have come up with. Remember, there's no right or wrong here. Let's go back and watch it, and we'll go over a few more sentences that you might have come up with watching this scene. Rachel is serving beans and rice. She's sitting on a white couch. There are 2 little boys in the video. The plate and fork are green. It looks like they got takeout. Before we move on to the next clip, I want to go over a strategy that you can use every day to keep working on this skill. You don't need to keep watching this video. Go to YouTube, find a video that you like, a person that you like, a channel that you like, and just watch a few seconds of a video, any video. Then pause it and just describe it as much as you can in as much detail as you can. If you can't describe it, if you can only come up with a few words to say, then say those words. And as you do this, your skill will build. Now, it's great if you watch the video in English because then you're going to be hearing English and that's going to be getting your mind into the English mood for thinking. Now, if you see something and you want to name it, you want to describe it, but you don't know the word, then look it up in your native language in a translating dictionary. I have no problem with that. But then take that word in English, take the new word you've learned, and go to a learner's dictionary. That way you can also read the definition only in English in simplified terms so that you can think of the word as an English word. You can help yourself learn it by looking at the English definition. And then of course, you'll also remember it because you had that visual from watching the video. Write it down, review it every day for a few weeks, then that word will be added to your vocabulary and you can start using it again as you are naming objects or coming up with descriptive phrases. Maybe that word will come up for you again. But this method, the steps to learn to think in English, only work if you do them. So don't just do them with me here, do them yourself every day, just a few minutes, just commit to it. Okay, let's take a look at another 10-second clip.
Irons in the
Hey, soy, that's icky. That's gross.
All right, let's think of some sentences together. Sawyer is on a tennis court. He's wearing all red. He puts a tennis racket in his mouth. We push the racket out of his mouth. He doesn't seem to care. And that's it. You can do this. I know you can. The payoff is huge. To be able to start thinking in English, to recall words and sentences in English and not have to translate in your own head is going to let you join the conversation so much faster. You're going to feel so much more confident. So just do it. Put in a little time to train this habit. You're going to love the payoff. We've already done a few videos where we started building the skill of thinking in English. We started with naming objects and then describing sentences. Now you're being hit with conversation. You're going to be asked a question and there will be 10 seconds for you to answer. Now, if you can't come up with something, some questions will be easier than others. That's okay. If you can't form a whole sentence, just think of the words you might use when describing, when answering that question. So, for example, if the question is, what would you do if you won $10,000? You could say, Mexico, beach, vacation. If you can't come up with something more full, for example, I would take my family on vacation to Mexico. I'd get a house on the beach and we would all have the time of our lives. So whatever your level is, you can still respond in one way or another. All right, let's get started. Here is your first question. Hey, how are you doing today? That's a pretty simple question. You can answer with just one word, fine or great. Maybe if you're a little bit more comfortable with English, your mind went a little further and in your mind you said, I'm great, how are you? That's awesome. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter. That's your starting point, and putting in the work will help you get better. As we go forward with these questions, you may find that you give very simple answers or that you can talk for days. That's great. Pause the video and keep talking. Keep working on that skill of answering in English. Are you tempted to speak out loud? That's actually okay. I'm fine with that. I know this video is about training your mind to think in English, but if you're speaking it instead, that's okay. The one thing to be careful of is that you're not thinking it in your native language first and then translating it. If you find that you keep thinking in your native language, then you probably need to simplify what you're doing. So rather than trying to put together a sentence, just think of words in English that you would use in an answer, okay? So bring it back as simply as you need to, as far back as you need to in simplification in order to be able to do it in only English, thinking in English, or speaking in English with none of your native language involved. What's your favorite thing to eat for breakfast? So what is your favorite thing to eat for breakfast? Maybe you answered in one word, bagels. Or maybe you got more elaborate with your answer. For breakfast, I love a David's Bagel, New York City, cinnamon raisin, toasted with plain cream cheese. Maybe orange juice with some pulp on the side. Okay, here's your next question. When's the last time you needed an umbrella? Okay, so you see how this works. You don't know the question ahead of time, you're asked it, and you have to think on your feet. You have to quickly jump in, answer that in English. And if you're having too hard of a time doing that and your mind keeps going to your native language, then drop answering the question and just say words that you would say in your answer, like bagel or cream cheese or whatever. Wherever you are, I'm going to keep saying it. Wherever you are, that's okay. That's your starting point. Love it and take one step forward by practicing. I know a lot of people like to learn about how to get better at something, but then it's hard to actually put in the time for the training. And it's a challenge. I'm putting you on the spot here, question after question, but you can do this. You're now going to get 2 full minutes of questions. If we get frustrated or flustered, just skip that question. Just take your breath and just breathe until the next question and start again from scratch, okay? 2 minutes. Here we go. What shoes do you think are the most comfortable? What's your favorite movie and why? What's your dream job? Did you sleep well last night? What did you have for dinner yesterday? Who was your favorite teacher and why? Can you tell me how to get to the closest restaurant? I love opera, but what's your favorite kind of music? If you could travel anywhere, where would you go and what would you do there? How did you celebrate your last birthday? Tell me about your family. You're still watching. You did it. You stuck with me and you trained your mind to think in English. Depending on your level, this is easy and fun, or this is hard and tiring. Either way, doing it every day will take you further down the road to where you want to be, to where you can join English conversation quickly, speak English fast, and just feel confident about your skills. Now, don't stop here. If you want to keep going, go to Google and put in random question generator. There are a few that you'll get at the top, and I'll put some links in the video description. Go to those sites, click on the button, and it's going to throw a question at you. If you have no idea what the question means, just click the next button and keep going until you get a question that you can answer. You know, do this 1 minute a day. Just generate one question for yourself. Look at it, answer it, come up with your question right away in English. Doing this just a little bit every day will build this skill for you of reacting in English, thinking in English, and that's just going to come in so handy every time you try to join a conversation in English.
I don't know what to do. I sound like a robot. Nobody understands me. I've tried everything. Hello. Happy birthday. Is that you? ¿Estás listo para descubrir los 10 secretos de pronunciación que van a transformar tu forma de hablar inglés? Keep watching.
Hey students, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Philip and I'm from Cambridge. Nice to meet you. Are you ready to speak like a native?
Número 1. Para el carro. Hold your horses. Habla más despacio. Simple. Si quieres sonar más British, ve más despacito. Slow down. Slow down.
Cousin Mary?
Hello. Are we expecting you?
No, but I wanted to see you. I looked for you yesterday at church.
I wasn't feeling up to it. None of us were.
Nice. Este acento se llama RP, Received Pronunciation, y es el acento de las clases altas británicas. Es más lento y con entonaciones muy marcadas. Aunque es un poquito exagerado y la verdad no me he encontrado a mucha gente en la cola del supermercado o en la sala de espera del médico que hablara así, imitarlo viene muy bien para practicar y mejorar tu pronunciación. Número 2. Los sonidos largos. The long vowel sounds. Debes de ser muy generoso con tus vocales. Eso sí, no todas, cuidado, pero en inglés hay 12 sonidos vocálicos y 5 de ellos son vocales largas. Fonéticamente los encontrarás representados con 2 triangulitos, así. How cute. Eso quiere decir que es una vocal larga. Y si no tiene los 2 triangulitos, es una vocal corta. Elementary, my dear Watson. Tienes que abrir bien la boca.
So we have Think of ET. Telefono. Casa. Casa. That's the length we're aiming for. So repeat after me. Fast, art, park, France. Then we have For example, her, work, were, world. Then we have e, he, we, cheap, sleep. Then we have or, not or. Repeat after me. Ball, door, talk, law. Okay, good. Then we have ooh, ooh, long vowel sound. For example, repeat after me. Do, to, new, room.
Tranqui, porque tenemos una serie completa de pronunciación de las vocales en inglés. Tiene más años que el fuego esta serie, pero sigue siendo muy útil y te la vamos a dejar por aquí arriba. Número 3. Domestica tus R's. Esto es esencial si quieres sonar más British. Do not roll your R's. Pronounce them the proper way. Like Mr. Barlett. Come on, show us, Mr. Barlett.
Don't say, are you ready to run really, really rapidly? Don't move your tongue. Are you ready to run really, really rapidly? Repeat.
Y algo muy, muy, muy importante, esto fue una revelación para mí. Resulta que en inglés hay muchísimas R's que nos hacen la vida imposible porque no se pronuncian. Entonces, en inglés británico, no te saludarían diciendo hello darling, te saludarían diciendo hello darling. No pronuncian la R. ¿A que automáticamente suenas más British? Pruébalo, pruébalo.
La R no se pronuncia en inglés británico cuando va seguido de una consonante. En ninguna de estas palabras se pronuncia la R. Practica conmigo. Arm, learn, perfect, shortcut, birthday. Si te fijas, verás que la R es muda después de estos sonidos vocálicos. Cuando vemos la vocal A, como vimos antes, jar, park, car, arm. Not atom, arm. Repeat. Also after the diphthong, air. For example, scare, there, where, air. Repeat. After ear. Peer, year, here, tear. Or, door, more, pour, war. And prefer, word, occur, and early. Strange, isn't it?
Número 4. Calma tus Y. La Y inicial en inglés no se pronuncia como una L. Corresponde a este fonema que tiene un sonido muy parecido al de la I latina en español. ¿Me entiendes? No, yes I do. Yes, yes, yes you do. Repeat with me. Yes, yes.
Now, repeat with me and focus on the different sounds. Jew, you. Can you hear the difference? Joke, yoke. Juice, use. Jack, yak. Jet, yet. Job, yob. Much better. You're getting it. Very good.
You got it? Yeah, yeah. Número 5. Deja a tus heces tranquilitas, ¿ok? Ellas son muy independientes, no les gusta ir acompañadas de ninguna E al principio de la palabra. Les gusta ir a su rollo. Entonces, si quieres decir que te vas a estudiar a la biblioteca, ¿cuál es el verbo? Estudiar. ¿Cómo lo pronuncias? Study? Study? Try again, come on. Study, study. Cuando una palabra empieza por S y va seguida de consonante, se pronuncia la S como S. Study, study. Listen to Mr. Barlett, he does it much better than me.
Watch my mouth. Star. Sleep. Stress. Storm. Stunning.
Número 6. La H en inglés no se pronuncia como una J, sino que se aspira. No tiene nada que ver con pasar el aspirador por casa. Let me show you. Hello. Hello. Happy.
Hello. Es como si vinieras de correr y te falta el aire. Happen. Heaven. Hotel. Human. Hurry up. Come on, it's not that hard. Hay algunas excepciones en palabras como honor o honest, ¿ok? En este caso, la H es muda.
Hablando de aspiración, fíjate que no solo es la H que se aspira, también en inglés hay otras consonantes, la P, la T y la K. My goodness. Cuando la P, la T y la K aparecen al principio de una palabra y van seguidas de una vocal, no se pronuncian con el mismo sonido seco que usamos en español, sino que también se expulsa el aire. Y esto automáticamente, en cuestión de segundos, te hace sonar 1000 veces más British. Yo lo he estado probando esta semana y de verdad que ha sido gloria bendita. Darling, it's tea time. Darling, it's tea time. Darling, it's tea time. Tea time.
Una aguafiestas no es un party pooper. Es un party pooper. Party pooper. Repeat after me. Don't be a party pooper. We say, what's the time? What's the time? Time. Thank you. You're very kind.
I love it. Número 7. No actives tu vibración solamente en el móvil, también en tus Vs. La V en inglés no suena como una V, como en español. Esto cuesta, Pero bueno, es importante que lo sepas y así vas practicando. Para pronunciarla, tienes que colocar los dientes superiores sobre tu labio inferior. Es como si fuera una F con una vibración.
Look at my mouth. Listen and repeat these words. Boat. Vote. Ban. Van. Berry. Very. Best. Vest. Bet. Vet. You've got it. You've got it. Well done. Proud of you.
En inglés. La TH en inglés ha sido una de mis peores pesadillas y lo sigue siendo a día de hoy. Espero que no se hace para ti, no sé qué me pasa con esto, pero es que no hay manera. La TH en inglés no se pronuncia como una D. Una facilita. ¿Cómo dirías esto es un lápiz? How would you say it? Si has dicho this is a pencil, no sé si Mr. Barlett te daría el aprobado. Los nativos dicen this is a pencil, this is a pencil. Come on, Mr. Barlett, show us, please.
You really need to practice this at home in the mirror for at least an hour a day, okay? Once again, listen to the difference and repeat with me. They, they. Read, breathe. There, there. Den, then. Do, though. Those, those.
¿Cómo dirías, ella habla inglés británico?
She speaks British English. She speaks British English. Listen to the difference and repeat. See, she. Sofa, chauffeur. Seat, sheet. Sock, shock. Save, shave. Seal, shield. Sew and show. She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore.
Número 10. La schwa. Si quieres dominar tu pronunciación y sonar como un nativo, este es tu sonido, la schwa. La buena noticia es que es un sonido muy relajado, muy chilled, muy distendido. De hecho, se le conoce como el sonido vago. Uy, ya estoy pronunciando como British. Vago. The lazy sound.
El símbolo fonético es de una E al revés y puede aparecer tras cualquier vocal. Not ago, ago. 2 years ago, ago. Teacher, teacher. Raisin, raisin. O detrás de una O. Lemon, not lemon, lemon. Detrás de la U. Nature, nature. And here are some extra words to practice with. Suggest, banana, again, occur, woman, gorilla, introduce. There you have it, 10 secrets to British pronunciation.